So I'm going to look again at the euro US dollar, and it's not that it's my favorite currency pair to trade. I'll trade just about any of them that are trending, as I do prefer swing trading them. But when I get emails from people that have actually purchased Black Diamond Trader and they've used my link and they sent me trades that they've taken and input after everything's been dealt with and the market's moved on, I think it's only fair to share it with people that don't have the Black Diamond Trader. So if you go back to my old video, it's not that old, just a few weeks ago, I had pointed out that we had a short setup in this area right here. And again, the Black Diamond Trader says to use limit orders, which would mean that you'd be looking for price to come up into the past this area. So when this red dot appears, whatever that number is, that's where you put your limit order. And when price comes in, it would take you in and then hopefully go in your direction. I've said from day one that I am not a fan of limit orders. I am more into stop orders, and I've never really used limit orders. In the past, depending on what system, but for Black Diamond Trader, I've always said that stop orders. So I had said in the video, and I'll link to it, that you'd want to place an order to go short here. As you can see, it never triggered in. If you used a limit order, you would get taken in the market here. It'd go against you. Depending on where your stop is, or the stop would actually go right here on this swing here. You'd be in underwater pretty quickly, get a little bit of profit here, and then the market takes you out. And that's the problem with limit orders. You're going to participate fully in every single loss. If you think about it, every time you take a limit order and there's going to be a loss like we had here, you're always going to be a part of that. You also are not going to be a part of every winning trade. Meaning, if, let's just say this didn't happen here, it didn't go up against you, and you placed a limit order here, and the market, you can see where it closed. You got open and close right here, right? So it closed here, so it would have opened the next day here. If this candle opened, or the bar, sorry, if it opened and just dropped, and your limit order is sitting up here, well, you would not be participating in any move south if it happened. It didn't in this regard. So you're always going to participate in every single loss as a limit order. You're not going to be involved in all the winning trades. Stop orders, totally different ballgame. That's why I use them. And just if you take a look here, we've got a long entry in the market here. But if you remember from other videos, we have to look down here. The trend strength is not in the favor of this trade. So you do not take this trade. You would not be going on this trade. As you can see, we're not above this blue line. We did a short setup right here. Again, you'd be looking to go short here. And kind of back and forth here. But right now, it went to a low of, basically 60 pips on the daily chart. But the person that had sent me an email talked about the 4 hour. So let me just pop over to the 4 hour. I'm going to quickly point out, we've got all signs point short here. You can see that there's a short entry here, a trade here. You go underwater a little bit, never hit your stop, which is above here, and the market just tanked. 326 pips, and this was back in May. You had short entries all the way through here. You had long entries up and through here. Again, you would not be taking a limit order. You would take a stop order. But if you look down here, well, it's a valid trade because this did pop up, but we do have it red here, which is the market sentiment. You don't really want to use that too much if you're not trading the New York session. More short orders, all these were winning trades. Let's go to more recent. These yellow dots are just stay out of the market. So if you were long on this candle here, which you would have been, you would have got roughly 27 pips. Now, depending on where you put your stop, where you put your profit targets on, this was a winning trade. This would tell you to get out of the market. So if you weren't triggered in, actually, let's take a look down here. The reason these showed up was because down in through here, let me just see if I can get this up here a little bit. It's not above our blue line, so there's not much of a trend in here, and you can just see it by price action. I'm a big fan of price action. You can see in here what's happening. Making a higher high higher low, then we got a lower high, and we got a lower low. When you just look at price action like that and just draw some, standard lines, stuff's not rocket science. This is could be considered a flag. But again, let's look over here. This is back on 10/31, so Halloween basically. You have a long entry here. Everything, there's no reason why you would not take this trade. Everything is pointing to the upside. Market sentiment as well. Again, you would place your stop order just above. And this actually rallied 173 pips before it fell short. And you're going to manage your trade in through as you're moving, as the price is going in your favor. You're going to be managing your trades. Your stop would have been probably in this area right here. It didn't get taken out. And then your stop would have moved up to here, and then eventually, then up to here is a little dot here. So best case scenario, you're looking at 115 pips of profit on this trade here before you finally get taken out with your trailing stop. If you're just using wrong one. Sorry, scrunch this up a little bit. If you're just using market structure in this area here, you've got areas here that you might want to be looking at to get out, or at least do some managing your trades when you run up against these roadblocks. And this applies to any trading system, not just Black Diamond Trader. It doesn't matter what it is. When you run up in these areas, what is price doing in these areas? As you can see, it broke above it here, and it meandered around on the top here, and that's totally bullish. Okay, you'd want to be not so tight with your managing your trade, but tight enough. Then we have a swing here that was a support level. Price broke through here, comes back up. So you look, what's price doing? Broke through, but then we got a red candle. So you can see the price is not really making much headway in through here. So in these kind of situations, you may want to be a bit more aggressive with your stop placement. This all has to take place within the confines of your trade plan. You cannot just wing it. A lot of traders do, and there's a reason why a lot of traders fail. So if you're holding this long, and however you were doing it, perhaps you use trend strength as you're out. So once it turns red and starts dropping, the trend strength is dying off. You may want to exit your trade just using the momentum of that move. Again, we have a short entry here, but if you look down here, and this is what's great about the Black Diamond Trader, objectively keeps you out. As you can see, we're not above the blue line in this trade. And it's a good thing you weren't short. You get a little bit, and then market flies up against you. And that was back on the 9th, so we know what that day was. And then we have a change in trend here. That's what this blue dot means. This is actually a primary long trade. And again, you could take this trade. Everything's pointing to the upside, right? This is just red down here. Market sentiment. But again, it depends on your time frame of trading. If you just ignore this, you can do that as well. But this is red here. This is probably a trade you would set aside. Let me look over here. This red candle. Bar, sorry. You guys are entry here. If you're using limit orders, and if this was a limit order, now this showed up when this bar closed. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. Again, this showed up, this the red dot. That shows up when the candle closes. So again, if you're using a limit order, you do not get taken into this trade. And as you can see, the trade dropped 200 odd pips. Using a stop order, you participated fully in this trade, and there are some depends on what this is number here. This is at 25.91. Okay, this blue line is set at 25. This red up here is at 25.29. So you can still take this trade. And how would you manage it? Well, again, it depends on how you're managing your trade. Again, it's got to be in your trade plan. Over each swing, pushes down here. What do you do here? Are you here now? Or are you just trailing on these dots that appear here? Which makes it a lot more objective. Your stop would be here. You're still in this trade. And maybe when it gets back down here and forms a double bottom, you start wondering or making a little bit more active decisions on managing this trade and getting your profits out. If we scrunch this chart up, I'm trying to see if we can get, is there any sort of price structure that you could use in this area. So now we're down here. So just scroll over. You're not going to be able to see this. Just give me I can't do it. Sorry. It's this price point here. You can see where our you can't see it yet. You can see this line going back and forth here. This is current price. So there is an area right here that price has to break through. If it does, then we're looking in through this area right here. And this is where we are right now. This is that line, current price. All right. So it doesn't matter what trading system you're using. You're going to want to make sure that this is up 215 pips right now. You're going to want to make sure that you have a trade plan. You're not just opening your charts and just, guessing what you're doing. You have got to know A, B, C, D, what you're doing in every single situation. So that's that for the Euro US dollar. When, like I said, I got an email about this and just thought I'd bring it up. And that's pretty much it. You see, it's pretty straightforward. Click below. You can pick up Black Diamond Trader. I think it's a fantastic trading system. And what's great now, even though it's for TradeStation as well, I don't use TradeStation, but if you want to use this to trade futures, I know AMP now has number 5 that you can get, MetaTrader number 5, and these may work on that. Even though these are for MetaTrader number 4, you have to try that out yourself. I don't really use MetaTrader too much. I'm more of a Sierra chart kind of guy. And people have asked me, do I trade this? Occasionally I do. And you saw in the Euro US dollar video I did not too long ago that I actually had an order pending to go short, and it never got triggered in. So it depends on the situation, what I'm looking at. And at that point, it was in this area right here. It was I was looking to go short here for various reasons. We had a pretty strong trend going on, trend strength to the downside. We were, definitely making lower highs and lower lows until, we kind of got booted out of it, this area right here. Then we get into the election in the United States, and we had a whole bunch of things going on. But occasionally, I'm not going to say I always do. I have my own way I trade. But this is a great system for those that are just starting out, even for those that just can't stick to one method of trading. All right. Thanks for watching.